UK Goosebumps, and today we have a different type of review, kind of. Haven't really touched Series 2000 at all, apart from making a video a few weeks ago and the video like 4 days ago about my collection update on them, but nothing about reviews wise of Series 2000. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Reviewing a Series 2000 book, because why not? Kind of taking, instead of just because of my video like a few days ago talking about how I wasn't really enjoying doing just reviews that I had to think about doing next without enjoying actually reading the book, I'm doing reviews that I want to do because I enjoyed reading the book a lot. So that's basically what I'm doing. And yeah, the hat's off today, so you can see my awful hair. So today's book review, and also I've got a cold, so I always seem to have colds when I do videos. I don't know why. But today's book review is Headless Halloween. And I wanted to do this review because the reviews that I'm going to do from now on are probably either because I want to do them because they're so bad, I need to talk about how bad they are because they're so good. And then the middle ones I'll probably leave to last because they're just like I can't be bothered to talk about them. Anyway, this is on one hand a really good one. So I'm going to just quickly go over it. I'm going to do a spoiler as well, so spoilers ahead for everyone who's watching. If you don't want any spoilers, but if you do, there we are then. So, let's get into it. So, we start with our main character, and I've actually forgotten his name. Let me see if I can find his name. But anyway, we start with our main character, Brandon. That's his name, it says it in the front cover. And him and his big friend. I say big friend, I don't know why I used the word big. He's like a big bully, basically. They're both a bit of a bully. They like terrorising the kids at Halloween, scaring people all the time, just damaging property, stuff like that, messing around in school. They're not likeable characters, but I don't mean not likeable as in the way the character's written isn't good. I don't mean it like that. So I don't mean as in like Gabe from Return of the Mummy. His characters just make stupid decisions and like stupid things that I just don't like the character, or Monster Blood for Breakfast, where the character is just like he doesn't need to be there. Not that type of character where you dislike it. The type of character that you dislike as a person. So you dislike their personality, you dislike what they do, which is really good because when I'm reading a book, I want to feel like that towards a character because I'm proper getting in depth to it. So the character's really well written. You don't like him, but in a good way, if you get what I mean. So yeah, this book starts with our main character, and they're bullies, obviously. And it's Halloween, and they don't like one of their teachers at the school, so they decide to go and prank him at his house. And this is where it kind of gets pretty just mean, like plain out bully, just vandalising property type thing, and we just want to like go punch them in the face because they're like so stupid what they're doing. They go to their teacher's house and they break in. There's guard dogs, but they manage to get past the guard dogs. And they vandalise his house, basically. They smash up the windows, they break some stuff, and they start eating a bunch of stuff from his fridge, I think, something like that. And then our main character, Brandon, feels really sick, so he throws up all over the table in the house, and it's really disgusting. And they just leave the sick on this teacher's table in his house. So that was made me pretty, like, just a bit disgusting. And then they realise that the dogs have got off their leads, and they come running to the house. So they run away, and there's this whole thing across the town. It's like a massive canyon. I think it's called a ravine in the book. Yeah, it's called a ravine. And he decides to jump this ravine because these dogs are chasing after him, and the dogs are attacking his friend. So he saves his friend, and then the dogs run after him, and he jumps this ravine. And basically, from here, it gets really good. He jumps this ravine into a different town and a different neighbourhood that he's never seen before, because people don't jump this ravine often. And there's this one kid he meets who's going to a Halloween party. I've forgotten his name. And they go to his house, basically. And the house is all really weird. It's really quiet, and he says there's a bunch of kids. So they go down to the basement, and there are a bunch of kids having a Halloween party. But then it starts getting really weird. They keep on telling him that he needs to stay when he has to leave. And they start playing these horrible party games. And I'm sorry for laughing, it's just really funny. But they make him eat cockroaches. They waterboard him, basically. Something like that. They make him eat these bugs. And they make him do these horrific challenges. Even when he's telling them no. So they're basically torturing him. He manages to get out of this. And they explain when he gets back to the ravine, because they catch up with him, his body is at the bottom of the ravine. So when he jumped the ravine, he didn't actually manage to jump it. He actually died, because he fell and he died and he jumped. So he's in the afterlife, basically. And these kids say, you have to stay here with us for the rest of your life, or the time that you're with us in the afterlife, basically. Or you can help 3 people on Halloween, do 3 good deeds, and you're gonna get your body back. So he said, okay, can I have my body back for an hour to do these good deeds? And they go, yeah. So he goes off and does these good deeds, and I think he manages to do 2. And this is the only bit of the book I do not like. So earlier on in the book, when they went trick-or-treating, I forgot to mention they locked his younger cousin in a house that's supposedly haunted in the neighbourhood. And they locked him in there. So he helps these 2 little girls who've lost their way, and that's one good deed. And then he goes to get his cousin out of this haunted house, who's 7 years old or something. And it turns out that the house is actually haunted. And he goes in, and there's a massive monster, Frankenstein type of monster, and he says, oh, I can't move because this monster or whatever, and he's like, oh, quick, the monster's gone, let's go. And the cousin's like, no, that's not the monster, that was just his pet. And it turns out the whole house is the monster, and it basically tries to squeeze them in, in Star Wars when they're in that junk pit in the Death Star. And they manage to get out though. The only reason I do not like this bit is because it kind of feels and this is what I like it and dislike it thinking about it now, because I like the fact that they used the house as in there's a haunted house in their neighbourhood, and it's kind of 2 stories in one, but then at the same time it's kind of like an unfinished story for me. As in, I like the mystery, but I feel like there's too much mystery, because I want to know what was with the haunted house, why is it there, do people not know about it? It kind of feels like another story. But I understand they can't just make 2 stories about in one book, can they? So I like that touch. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think I'm overthinking it. But yeah, I really like, so I'm still confused about that bit, if I'm honest. But yeah. And then turns out he does these good deeds, but he runs out of time on the last one. So then the kids come to him, because he goes back to the ravine, and they say, we were never going to give you your body back anyway, basically. You'll have to spend the rest of your life with us. And the book ends with them saying that to him. And then he basically accepts that and just goes, okay, well, Halloween isn't over yet. Let's go cause some trouble, basically. And he goes into the afterlife and just causes trouble as a ghost now. That's how the book ends. I thought it was a really good ending. It wasn't overcomplicated. It just said it straight how it is, and it was a nice ending. And everything from the start to the middle of the book to the end of the book is great. One of my favourite books. I'd rate it one of my favourite books out of series 2000, not all time. I'd rate it a 4 out of 5. Solid 4, maybe even 4.5. Really good book. Definitely recommend reading it. See what the next, I'm not sure what the next review will be. See what I feel like. Hopefully, guys, you're enjoying this kind of format. I know Grimoken, I think his name is. I can't pronounce your name. I've been watching your channel for about a year now, and I know you commented, so thank you so much for commenting on my videos. It means a lot to see other Goosenuts creators do that. So, yeah, thank you so much, Grimoken, for doing that. I don't know if I pronounced your name right. I have been watching you for a while, though. But thank you, yeah, and hope you enjoyed today's review. Bye.